How are we doing, Robust family? Look, before this show starts, which I know you're going to enjoy, can I ask you just to do me a small favor? I need all of you to give a robust smash to that like and subscribe button. Why? Because it helps us a lot. We want to get this material out there, and it makes sure that you do not miss a breakfast show beat on this Liberty Radio YouTube channel. All right, guys, do it right now, and I'll see you in the show. Yeah. That's right. Good morning. It's a new day, the break of dawning, and this is your breakfast show. I'm your host, Robert Ashite, your robust presenter, and I'm telling you guys, I'm excited because we're going to be with you from now until the hours of 10 o'clock. And holding down the fort with some breakfast show tunes this morning from 8 o'clock, we have the one, the only, it's Our Lady of Sound, Kathleen. Good morning to you, Kat.
Good morning.
How are we doing today?
I'm good.
Are you full of vim?
Yeah.
Are you full of gusto?
Yeah.
And determination?
Yeah.
And you're fully locked and loaded with those
Yeah.
that is when like Mario like loses, right? I know. But it's dead to the flesh and alive to the spirit, right? This is the spirit. All right, so okay, so you got some tunes locked and ready for us today?
As always.
Absolutely, that's how we roll. And guys, guess what? It's the beginning of a new week, still Tuesday, right? And we're kicking off. It's the Pursuit of Success Tuesday, and joining me in the studios this morning, we're gonna go straight in there today like a truck on fire. Sorry, Kat.
I just realized we haven't done something in a long while. I'll wait for you.
Okay.
Continue what you were doing.
Oh, okay, Kat. Okay. All right. Joining us on the table of justice to my right, we have the one, the only, returning to us from, it was just a couple of weeks ago, but it feels like it was like a few hours, and he's already back in the studio with us to drop us some pals. It's the one and only Mr. Effie. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing, Warrior?
Very well, thank you.
Are you a morning person?
Yes, I would say.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
Thank God, because not everybody can handle the mornings.
Yes, I'm fine with the morning.
Yeah, man, this is the spirit. Was that something you achieved over time, or is that you just always been a morning person?
I think I've always been a morning person.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. This is it. We're ready.
Yes.
Absolutely. And also joining me to my left on the table of justice this morning, we have the one, the only. It's the Wonder Woman herself. It is Selena Green. Turn up, Kat. That's it. What's it?
All the world is waiting for you and the power you possess. In your satin tights, fighting for your rights, and the old red, white, and blue.
It's the one only Selena Green. Good morning to you, Selena. You know, it's always good to see you on the show. Literally. And you know, you've been on the show all this time. You've always contributed to the breakfast show. And to have Mr. F with you and you joining us at the same time. Because yeah, I know, right? And I don't know. Because you every time I see you on a plane somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, can't you just stay with us for a bit longer? You know? You're on the move, but I know you're on a mission.
Yes, I am.
All right, so it's great to have you on the show as well today.
Yeah.
And guys, today we're going to be going into it. You know, we're on the theme of balancing faith and success. Balancing faith and success. It's a huge thing because, like Mr. Effie put it, and maybe we've seen that many of us who start off very well in the faith, we can kind of lose track when it comes to pursuing it. So we're in faith. We're winning, right? But sometimes along the way, pursuing success, lack of information, maybe the desires of our heart or the way things look, we can kind of lose the right way. Ain't that right, Mr. Effie?
Definitely, we have a choice. Either we go with the way of the fallen world or we walk towards aligning our faith with our goals with the creator of the universe. So we have a choice.
Oh gosh, you make that sound so impressive. We go with the creator of the universe. Do you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer. However, our feelings can get in the way. Yes or no, Selena?
That's right. Yeah, things happen along the way in life. You know, there are you're on a path, and there are distractions, and many things can happen. And sometimes events happen in life, right? And you have to kind of go around them and then keep going.
Yeah.
So you have to be disciplined.
Yeah, and I think one of the other key things is that, especially depending on where we're coming from, you know, we hear the word of God and we hear the faith side about going, taking possession, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, sometimes things can come presented to us and we don't know how to navigate it well when it comes to success. Oh, do I give my all to success, you know, grind and da-da-da-da-da, and we don't know the balance. So I really appreciate having you here, Effie, you as well, Selena, so we can actually go through this so that we can keep ourselves sober-minded. And I think maybe that's what we should call this section, staying sober-minded.
Exactly. We have to be sober. We have to deliberately, intentionally make sure we are in control. We don't get lost. With everything, because as you said, Selena, there are a lot of distractions and everything, you know.
Powerful. Guys, we'll go for a very short time out. Before we do, I want to pose you all a question. I want to pose all of you a question, all right? This question, as we do on a Pursuit of Success Tuesday, because on Tuesdays we look at tools, tips, and ideas to help us to achieve take that next step to achieve our definition of success. That's what we do on Tuesdays, and that's what Mr. Effie is here fired up to do. All right, and so we've got a question for you based on this theme, the pursuit of success, and I would like to hear your thoughts on it here on our table of justice, Selena Green and Mr. Effie. Cap, if you could show us the question for today. If you're on the Breakfast Show broadcast, you would have already received it. Check this out. Go ahead, Cap.
The question for today is... Where is it?
Oh, it's a chicken.
It's a chicken. It is, be smart enough to create your own opportunities. What does that mean to you?
Okay. All right. Be smart enough to create your own opportunities. What does that mean to you? All right. This one's open, and just share your thoughts on that question, because it's all about picking out what's in your head, and especially what we've got happening here on the table of justice. All right, so that's it. Yep, be smart enough to create your own opportunities. What does that mean to you, dear listeners? Ponder that, think about that, type in our live chat. You can send us a voice note into our Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. If you don't have the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line number, what is it, Kat?
It is +44 75 79 79 6845.
And again, Kat?
+44 75 79 79 6845.
All right, guys, so that's the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. It uses it's the WhatsApp line. It uses the WhatsApp platform so that wherever you are on the planet, on the globe, you can connect to us here in the studio. So if you're going to answer the question with a voice note, message us here. If you're going to type it out, type it in the live chat. All right, and let's keep it moving. All right, so while you send in your answers, we can go for a very short time out, enjoy some good music. Make sure you have your Shazam app ready. Selena, I mean, you're a Breakfast Show legend, right? How important is the Shazam app?
It's very, very, very important, because as soon as you hear a tune, you got to get that app out and find out what that song is.
Absolutely.
I've got I think I've got like over 100.
Is it?
Wow.
You see, she's a Breakfast Show legend. The consequence of being a Breakfast Show legend is your playlist gets full with some good tunes. Everybody like, I don't know any godly music to listen to that is good anymore.
There's loads.
But if you are Breakfast Show faithful, especially we've got Elliot around, you're good. You're good.
Elliot is our DJ.
Which one?
Elliot is our DJ.
He's our official DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I know David. And it's meant to be you, David, but Elliot delivered. It delivered. But we can always have two DJs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like of the family. All right. Don't go anywhere. Wake everybody else up, because it's going to get hot today, and I'm really excited. We're right back after this. All right, guys, it's going to be a good day this morning. I'm really, really excited. And you know what? I'm much more excited because we're on the Breakfast Show. You know, me and Kat. It's me and Kat, and we have these four walls. But every now and again, on the Table of Justice, our Table of Justice crew actually bring us wonderful gifts. And the one and only Selena Green has brought something for us today. Selena, what do we have there?
Fresh Blue Mountain coffee from Jamaica.
Fresh Blue Mountain Coffee of Jamaica is Jamaican Independence Day, and I'm ready. Yeah, and she brought the cups and everything.
wow.
If you want to know the lead up to this, behind the scenes, you should make sure you're on our Instagram channel.
But make sure you got enough for everybody.
Yeah, that's
Let me
fine.
see.
Make sure you're on our Instagram channel, Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. Official Liberty Radio. We're gonna literally upload it right now, so that when you have the next time out, you can actually see the build up towards all of this. We have got
you.
Blue Mountain Coffee. Kat, you waited 2 years for this.
Yes, I did.
2 years, Selena Green, and she was so kind. She considered us so much. It's Breakfast Show legend that she opened it up for the first time and shared it with us after waiting 2 years.
Thank you so much.
And Kathleen's about to overdose on caffeine.
Did you send me the video?
Yeah, I put it on Instagram and I added us.
Lovely.
So that should do the job nicely, innit? I'm telling you. So if you want to see behind the scenes, then yeah, you got to make sure you're on our Instagram channel. So can we all give it a taste before we go into it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So
Might be strong, I'm not sure.
smell first. Ooh, fruity. Mr. Effie, how are you? Yeah.
Oh, he went for it. He went
Just
for
wait. Don't waste time. We don't waste
Might be
time.
hot. Warning, it's hot.
All right, let's go. Let's have some.
Very nice. Wow. The best.
Ooh, very fruity.
Worth the wait.
Yeah, nutty.
Worth the wait. Yeah.
All right.
I don't even need cream.
I don't know. I don't
I don't
need
think I
cream.
need any cream in this.
Kat had hers
Nice,
without any
nice.
sugar or
Yes,
milk.
Mine as well.
It's nice.
You don't even need sugar.
No.
Well, after I let this infuse with my mind and soothe my soul, and the caffeine hits my bloodstream, I've got more energy for us to continue with our breakfast show. Thank you, Selena Green.
You're welcome.
You're
Cheers.
awesome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mr. Effie. Cheers. Success Tuesdays.
Cheers.
Kat, tell me after you.
Cheers.
All right. So I know some of you are watching. You're probably thinking like, you guys just crosses. Like, I'm rough getting out of bed, and now you want to watch you guys drink coffee. Hajalouche. All right. Let's do this. Okay, guys. So it's great to have you with us on the show. Now, before the timeout, we pose a question, an MCQ question. What's the question, Kat?
The question was...
Yes.
Be smart enough to create your own opportunities. What does that mean for you?
Okay, we had an answer here on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line from the one and only Maria Pedro, and she says, that was another question. Okay, from Lorraine. Lorraine says, mine would be to invest in, what it means for her is to invest in properties and investments and making multiple streams of income where I make unlimited streams of income, giving me the opportunity to travel all the world, traveling and experiencing other UCKG meetings, other cultures, and experiencing great food, especially quality food, as I'm a foodie, and experiencing brand new things like never before, especially other UCKGs in different cities and countries. Okay, so that's very, very broad. Yeah. Okay, so that's a desire and to create more income streams. That's Lorraine's thoughts. We've got some comments here in our live chat. We have here MTQ from David. He says, it means to me to have better ways to reach a unique level that only God guides you through. So be smart enough to create your own opportunities. What does that mean? So to have a better ways to reach a unique level that only God guides you through. The other one from Victoria in Manchester says, I think it means that in this life there is going to be a lot of opportunities that someone didn't take, leading them to great regrets all the times that they didn't take. However, this shouldn't be for the person to put themselves down, but to stay positive, because if there's no way, God will make a way. So if God have other plans for you, then you should take it and be smart enough. Okay, so there are different opportunities. Some people have regret, but don't worry about it. You know, be smart enough that God will open another day. He will show you something else that you can do. We have also Jamaica. David says, happy Independence Day to all Jamaicans. Thank you very much for that. Also, we've got here, for you to create your own opportunity doesn't necessarily have to be opportunities given by other people. Be the blessing itself. All right, good. So we got quite a few things there in terms of be smart enough to create your open opportunities. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think one of the things in terms of creating, there has to be strategy.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan.
So be smart enough to create your own opportunities.
Yeah, and I wanted to enjoy my work life.
Okay.
When I was living in the US and I was living here, and I didn't really enjoy work life.
Okay.
And I knew that I had potential to do more.
Okay.
I didn't quite know what yet until I reached the US, and I could just see how just going into an office every day made me unhappy. And maybe it was just the role that made me unhappy. Maybe not the environment as such, but what I was actually doing. And that meant for me that I knew I could do more than what I thought I could do. So when I came back to the UK, I said I want to work remotely because I want to be able to be flexible for family, the work of God, many things. I wanted.
Was this after COVID?
This was before COVID.
Wow. Okay.
This was actually when I was still in the US.
Okay.
It was around 2016. The thought came, I'd love to work from home. But I didn't know how to do it. So when I came back to England, I had to create that opportunity, which meant searching how to do it. And then I had to find clients and I had to invest in my skills as well a bit more because there were lots of tools that you needed to work online.
Yeah.
So that was for me creating an opportunity to then work from home and be more flexible and be happier. That's really what I wanted.
Okay, so you had a rough idea of what you wanted, and then you went around searching for it.
Yeah.
And I think
did.
that's a beginning stage, right? Even if we have nothing, we don't know what it is, we desire something, and then we start seeking, and then we start finding, right, Mr. Effie?
Yes, definitely. We like, I'm sure you went through the process of, I would say, adding value.
Yeah.
Adding value to an individual. So you look for that niche of people, that demography of people.
Yeah.
To say, look, I need to add value. Because, there's always a need somewhere. So you now know what your talent is. That's what I would say. My own interpretation of being smart to create opportunity. So what you did there was to see, look, this is what I want to do. Then you go out there to add value, and you are paid for that service.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Because sometimes people say, oh, there are no opportunities. There's not true. There's always, sometimes it's called arbitrage. For example, let's say you want to wash your car. You just think of going.
Yeah.
Say, look, I want to go to the car. But if someone knocks on your door at that moment, say, oh, wow.
Yeah.
We've got something here.
I've got something here.
Yeah, that's right.
The person, instead of you wasting time, the person washes your car, your driveway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's creating value.
Yeah.
So really, that person would have thought, oh, there are no opportunities. But I'm just using that as a simple example. But that can go to every aspect of the business world and life. So I think one of the things we need to see, we always need to see what our talent is, what our skills are, and where there's a need and how we can add value.
I'll give you a really, really quick example.
Yeah, sure.
When I moved back to the UK, and my experience was mainly a lot of reception work. I was working on reception. Not that it's bad, but I wanted to grow. And I went through an agency and I was asking them, can you find a role for me in administration? And she completely shut me down. And she said, but you have experience on reception. I said, I know, but I would like to now start working in administration. She said, well, you can't because you have reception experience. And, I said to myself, I'm not going to get an opportunity through them because they just see me as this. They're not seeing me the way I see myself now. So I had to change and I had to go a different route.
That really is, I think that's it. That's the essence of this. Like Victoria said, in this life there is going to be a lot of opportunities that someone didn't take, leading them to regret all the times that they didn't take it. However, this shouldn't be for the person to put themselves down, right? So just like you, they tried to shut you down.
Yeah.
But guess what you did? You went
I went
and
another way.
created
Yeah.
your own opportunity. And when you was doing that, you were seeking to add value.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. I love that. It's great. It's wonderful how things come together. And the thing about it is, everybody's going to have these opportunities.
Exactly.
So long as they're breathing, they're gonna exist, right? And obviously, right now we heard the process. Okay, see what's going on. See what you're not happy with. See that you know what you don't want, because you know what you don't want. You know the outcomes that we don't want, and then seek. Someone says no, you can't do it. You're meant to be only a receptionist. Clearly, you're not in line with my values and what I want to bring.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me
Find
go and
another
create an
way.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, guys. So that was our morning coffee question for today. Absolutely fantastic. All right, guys. And we're going to get ready to go for a timeout. It's going to be hitting 9 o'clock this morning. And, here's a picture here. This is from Jack Ma. Jack Ma. And he said this. He says, opportunities lie in the places where the complaints are. And there you go. It's like what you said, Mr. Effie. There are people that need something. There are people that are dissatisfied with something, a service, right? And Jack saying, look, guess what? There's the opportunity. You complaining that there's no opportunities for me in this life. Look for people who are dissatisfied. And I think even someone who says that there's no opportunities for me in this life, there's somebody who said that, and they said, people want jobs. Let me start read.
Exactly.
Let me start, jobs. Let me start this app for people to look for opportunities.
Yeah.
People want to complain. They want to give feedback.
this-
Trustpilot.
Trustpilot.
It's so true.
You see,
Leave your reviews.
Yeah. So I remember one time I got an opportunity. I'm like, oh Lord, big God. I've been waiting for an opportunity like this. Because a particular name beginning with W, they were starting to mess about very strangely. And when I use Trustpilot, they quickly message me back and they say, how can we fix this?
you see.
So this is great. So this is just an example. So I think a good question is, what do you have inside of you? What complaints have you heard? Have you seen? I mean, we've got listeners from all over the globe, and there is something that you can take advantage of, that you can be clever enough to create your opportunity. I think that's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. All right, guys. So get ready now. We're going to go for a very short time out, because I know there's only so much of my energy that one can take. But yeah, you laugh.
Got a lot of energy in the morning, Robert.
We've known each other for many years. I'm sure you know my my condition. All right, guys, and what we're going to do, we're going to come back and we're going to speak about the structures. We're going to continue what we spoke about last week, where we're talking about business structures. Now, there are business models, all right, but we're going to be looking at business structures. So just to share with us the difference between business structures and business models very quickly.
Business types or structures are entities that you mainly legal entities that you incorporate, or not necessarily incorporate, to be able to handle the framework of the business, to run the day-to-day activities of the business. And there are different types of that. You have sole trader, you have partnership, and the aim is to make profit.
Okay.
Then we also have non-profit structures. And we are going to share that as well. You have charities, charitable trusts, social enterprise.
Wow.
So there are you have corporations. You'll find out that there are different structures that can align with your goals.
I love that.
Sometimes people
Don't give too much, Mr. Effie.
Yes.
I know you're ready to fire.
Yes,
I just see your bazooka getting out. You're ready to just.
Yes.
So, but this is important. This is important because we could speak about franchises and all these
Those
other
are
different models. Yeah.
So models are like franchises, retail model, wholesale, service. Those are different models.
Yeah.
But
Today,
the types and the models are
Two different things. All right. And last week you really opened our eyes. The listeners were getting the understanding of Sole Trader, etc., and to be a limited company and the pros and cons. But we're going to go deeper today. And trust me, I'm really excited about what we're going to hear. The reason why, because the structured types that Mr. Effie is going to cover today will definitely align with you. Sometimes we think only one way in terms of business or growing and developing something, but maybe it's not the model. It's the structure type that we need to start from that aligns with our beliefs, and we'll be able to put all our strength in it and have great joy. So, but you have lots of question marks. So I'm really excited to go into this after the timeout. Don't go anywhere, guys. Literally, if you can screen record your phone while if there's no signal, if that can help, I don't know. Get 2 phones. I don't know. But you don't want to miss this, because I know it's going to add value to you. All right. So, Kat, what song you got for us?
I have. Let's see here. A Day by Day by Called Out Music.
Sorry. This is the Blue Magic Jamaican coffee. I'm just enjoying Blue Magic. Sorry, Blue Magic. I call it Blue Magic. Actually, that sounds a bit off. If someone was cutting away and
Blue Mountain.
yeah, Blue Magic is something else. Okay, it's coffee, guys. We're talking about coffee. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. We're gonna have a great day today. It's Tuesday on The Breakfast Show. If you've just joined us, it's the Pursuit of Success Day. And if you are not familiar, you're saying, what is going on here? This doesn't look like Be Inspired, which is one of our programs in the evening. Now, this is your breakfast show. We're here every morning from 8 o'clock all the way to 10 weekdays, so that you can start your morning with vim, gusto, and determination. If you've just joined us on the Table of Justice with me today, we have the one, the only Mr. Effie returning back to drop us some powerful pearls.
Good morning again.
Yes. And to my left, we have the one and only Wonder Woman herself, Selena Green, this morning joining us. Oh, yes, lovely. And Kathleen, our lady of sound, is here. There we go, Father.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kat. All right, she had a Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee, and it impacted her so deeply. Look how her hair's changed.
Very mellow, isn't she?
Absolutely. Guys, look, today is a Pursuit of Success, and we are looking at ways that we can achieve our definition of success. Whatever God inspires you to do as your definition of success. Some people are happy to be able to pay their bills, and guess what? They're happy, they're content. That's their definition of success. Others say, I want to go global. I want to give millions of jobs to people. That's a definition of success. And our goal here on The Breakfast Show is that we'll have our guests, ideas, thoughts, and golden nuggets so that we can apply them to wherever we are to help us to take that next step. And Mr. Effie, last week you was with us and you were speaking about, you've taken us through different things actually. You were speaking about the different types of costs we have to pay if we want to achieve our definition of success, which are the
implicit, explicit costs.
Implicit and explicit costs, and you went into some other things, and then afterwards, another thing that last week you touched on were the different types of structures and types of business, which everybody took from, and it really blessed everyone. But continuing the structures today, you're going to cover a few things, right?
Yes, we're going to cover a few things, but I want us to start from understanding I want to look at it from the ecosystem.
Okay.
So that we put what we are doing in perspective. Mm-hmm. What do I mean? The ecosystem is well organized. It's really everything. It's everything we see is needed for the ecosystem to work perfectly.
What do you mean by ecosystem?
That's the planet, the way God has created the universe, the earth, for everything to work together for the benefit of mankind.
Gotcha.
For example, I was thinking about, I don't like flies, but knowing that God doesn't make mistakes, I was trying to. I remember at school I learned about the benefit of flies. But obviously that was many years ago. Then I said, look, these flies, they irritate me. Let me see. They have huge benefits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how perfect God is. Now, if you think of our bodies as well, the organs, the way everything is perfectly created, it's amazing. So when we look at the ecosystem and we look at the human being,
Yeah.
the creator is wonderful.
Let's not
He has a purpose for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just listening to what you're saying because like you've gone internally from the earth to us to creation. Then let's not even look at the solar system,
Exactly.
Wow.
right? Like we've got
Exactly.
Jupiter over there somewhere taking all the meteors that were meant to hit us.
Yes,
and it's
yes.
made out of liquid.
Everything is perfectly created. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before, science used to think that the appendix didn't matter, you know. But today they know that it's a benefit. God will not put anything in us
It's not-
that is not useful.
Yeah.
So now it now comes down to our function here.
Okay.
So in that way, it means that we all have a part to play, a unique part to play,
Yeah.
because we are all different.
Yeah.
You know, out of billions of people created ever, no one will be an Efe or a Selena. God did not create any of us. There is no replica of us. That's why
Right.
we are so unique and important to God.
Yeah.
There is no replica of us. There is no one with our DNA. So it means that if you think about it, it means that we have a unique part to play in this.
Right.
That's where we are
Yes.
coming to now.
Yes.
Wow,
Okay.
that's really strong.
Yes.
Just to reinforce what you're saying. So there's everything that God has created, but this person listening now, they're not an accident. You know,
Exactly.
whatever they're facing right now, God has an intention for them.
Yeah.
No matter how they're feeling right now, they have their part to play in the grand scheme of the planet.
Yes.
You're not an accident.
You are not an accident. Unfortunately, we live in a fallen world because of our choices. If you look at the trees, they don't have a choice. You don't see a tree growing upside down. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
God has created
And if it does grow upside down, it's for a reason. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's for a reason. So God created everything perfectly for us. So it means, but our choices many times do not align with the plan of God.
Gotcha.
And because of that, we interfere with the ecosystem. That's why you have this global warming now. Where because of man's interference, we interfere with God's plan for our lives because we don't acknowledge, we don't align with His will.
That's true.
You know, but when we strive to align with His will and we know what His plan is for us, we'll break through.
Beautiful.
That is the true success.
Amen.
But there is also the false success that you get from the fallen world, where you do not align with that plan
Gotcha. Or you reject it.
or reject it. So you get that false success, which does not align with God's plan for you. So that can lead to frustration, desperation, and a lot of people. Money is very deceitful because a lot of people think it's all about money.
Yeah.
And that's the deceit. So they think it's about money. But there are
Yeah.
people who have money, but they are not aligned with God's plan, and they are desperately frustrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the main goal for us is to say, okay, where do I fall in? And if we know where we fall in, irrespective of our background, because God doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
If we know where we fall in, we will achieve true success. And that is where it's important to understand the business structures. When you know yourself, there is no good or bad structure. It just depends on where you
fit.
where you fit.
Wow.
Right.
You know, so we have, for example, in business, we have the main goal is to make profit,
Yeah.
but you also have non-profit
Yeah.
structures,
Yeah.
and that is for a different reason. There are people who want to have a non-profit structure because they want to help society. That's where charities come in. That's where education comes in sometimes.
Right.
Some top schools are charitable trust.
Wow.
That is yes.
Selena.
That's
Okay,
right.
I know you're just
That's
starting to cook, right? But this is very interesting because
Thank
you know, we was even conversing during the timeout that sometimes people can feel very tired, very worn out because they only think of one way to succeed, which is a business and to make money or making profit. But the person's happiness may be in creating something that serves everybody in a different way, and that's where the structures are coming in.
That
I mean,
serves the community.
how freeing is that to hear, Selena?
Very freeing, because that was I had that thought when I was in the US, but I didn't quite know how to verbalize it. if that makes
Articulate,
sense.
yeah.
I didn't know, but I just knew there was something more that I could do rather than just being in a system of, you know, that in the mainstream of, you know, you work 9 to 5, you know, a system that everybody was doing was frustrating me. And I just knew that there's something else. I feel limited doing this. And I knew that I had to break out of that to discover what else I could do.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to do things. And, you know, some people, their happiness and their fulfillment is by serving
Yeah.
other people. Where you have in the world, it's being at the top and, you know, the dog eat dog world and being the best and fighting for that promotion. But they're still frustrated. When they get to the top, they're still frustrated. They're still unhappy.
Yeah. Well, what I'm hearing is that, you know, there's these different structures. So it's not always going to be about making a profit, but it's going to be about creating something that provides for my needs. But the way I will function in it is going to be different. It's going to be more in line with my beliefs from what you said so far. So there's a lot of different structures here that we can tap into, and Mr. Effie is going to touch into some of them right now.
Exactly. Yes. So you have, for example, I will start with a charity.
Yeah.
So a charity is, in the UK, you have to register with the Charity Commission, and you can decide what you want to do. Some charities, for example, you say you want to help young mothers.
Yeah.
So you are mainly funded by donations, by grants. There are many companies who part of their social responsibility, they put money aside to assist charity. That will pay for the cost, which includes your wage as well. As if you're an employee if you work for the charity, you know, it includes your wage as well. And you are doing your passion. You are helping, maybe just as, for example, single mothers.
Yeah.
Or you are helping them find accommodation. That's just an example. You know, you are helping mentor, because, you know, one of the things in the last government that happened, a lot of youth center got closed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's something that a lot of people can take up to say, look, I want to help the youths. These youths, you know, these sort of, I can see, because, you know, unfortunately we live in a society now where the family values are not as they used to be.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't grow up in an ideal, you know, sometimes they don't grow up with a father figure, and that does affect, you know what I mean. I'm not going into politics now, what is right or wrong, but I'm just saying what statistics have shown that people who don't grow up with a father figure, it causes sometimes some dysfunctionality, unfortunately. So there's room for that. Maybe that's the passion for someone.
Yeah.
You know, there's that gap there where there are companies ready to fund that sort of charity.
I get
For
it.
example.
Wow.
So imagine somebody who grew up in a similar situation. They know what it's like. They know the challenges of that life. They know, if only I had this to support me, or if I had this structure or this environment, it would have helped me a lot. It would have helped me in my education. It would have helped me academically. It would have helped me to stay balanced. It would have taken me away from bad company, because I would have entertained myself in a structured environment instead. And they can decide to, with those ideas, to create a charity.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not about being the CEO of a business per se, but it's to create something where they see there's a need, maybe in this scenario, and create a charity.
Yeah, for example, your big charities, you know, there are many. You have like the British Red Cross, you have Oxfam. You have there's what is it called now? The doctors who volunteer themselves to just help for free. You know, I don't remember, but these are things just to make us understand that and really, it's not. There is nothing wrong. There is non-profit and profit. Yeah.
Okay.
there's nothing wrong also to make profit, because again, it all depends on what your calling is.
Yeah.
You spoke about service. We've touched on this before in the program. Service is what everyone should be doing,
Yes.
whether profit or non-profit. You should be serving,
Yeah.
and that's the mentality. You serve, and you are rewarded for that service you provide. You know, so that's what all these structures they should be about. You know what I mean? And once you serve the need of someone else, you are rewarded for that. So this is a need as well, you know, where, but this need is not, they say it's non-profit because it's not, you don't see it as a business as such, but as a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
And I think many people have talents in those areas to really leverage on that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, education as well. Maybe you are a teacher. Maybe it's better to create a charitable trust. You get funding and you're able to educate people in different parts of the world.
Just to help you with I think Rebecca in Zambia says Doctors Without Borders.
Doctors Without Borders.
Okay.
Oh wow, the
Doctors
listeners
Without
are doing well.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
that's it. Doctors Without Borders.
Without Borders.
So you see, people
Wow.
get a lot of satisfaction from doing this, and
Yes.
this is important to know. And in the same way, if you are aligned with with God's plan for your life,
Yeah.
what you do will be, you will know you are just a custodian for God's plan. So you know that you are serving. You are not doing it because of yourself. You are serving. But it's important to know what your calling is.
Yeah.
So a charity can be anything. Align something that aligns with your beliefs, something that aligns with your concern. Because when I hear charity, I think of the wells where they make water in different countries and hot countries.
Yes.
I think of the donkeys, right? So people have made charities for different things. Donkeys, for me, I'm like, these guys gonna survive somehow, right? But it's somebody's passion that they turn it into a charity, and there are other people who are sympathetic towards that cause and they support it. And from supporting it, that the way the structure is, the person who's organizing it has their salary, pays for this, pays for that, so that it can function and serve its purpose.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There's lots of legal charity organizations as well. One that I'm a part of as well, where you have solicitors who offer help on a pro bono basis. And these are for people who can't afford legal help.
Wow.
Or maybe they don't qualify for legal aid.
Yeah.
And they just need the advice and guidance of a solicitor. And that makes a difference.
This is amazing. And I'm just, sorry to, I know you're ready to fire again. I'm just thinking, like, I'm just looking at the universal family, right? There's so many of us on different continents, different countries, and we all have, one thing is we all want to help. There are listeners here probably are not part of the universal family, but they want to help. They see a need in society, and maybe they've never thought of a charity as a structure for something that they could do.
Exactly. So, for example, you know, I'm part of the Road Group. And you see that the Road, for example, there are many opportunities within prison for people who are passionate, you know. For example, that want to do things, but okay, that is something. There are opportunities of mentoring, of guiding, and you know, you can do it in such a way whereby it's your passion, and you can create a career for something that. So we should make sure that what am I getting at? God did not create us in error. We are not by chance. There's nothing God created. That's why I started the way we started it earlier. There's nothing God. So we have a purpose. We have a purpose. We just need to just give time to God, because sometimes that's why the book of Proverbs, King Solomon said, I think it's in the book of Proverbs where he says, if you chase after money, it has wings and it goes away. You know what I mean? You never reach it. But that because you are chasing after what doesn't make sense. What you should be doing is to find where your calling is, and you are adding value to society. That's the purpose. The flies, they have value to society. Imagine us, you know, us that We are created to have dominance in this world, to add value in any aspect. It could be any aspect. It could be in anything. For example, I think the First Church, the model that fits into the First Church the best is a cooperative. It's a cooperative style whereby a cooperative is where members serve each other and they benefit from each other.
Each other's services.
Yes. So for a cooperative, you have to be a member.
Right.
Then you serve and everybody shares the
Yes.
profit and benefit.
Right.
So that's actually
No one lacks.
that's the structure.
Yeah.
That's a biblical structure.
That is a biblical structure.
Well, I'm not saying it, but I think that's my
it looks
opinion.
like it.
Yeah, it looks more like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
cooperative.
and no one lacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you
Wow.
think about it, the more we are, the greater we are if we are united. That's why the devil likes division. Because the Bible says a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes when we do business together with other believers, the attack is much from experience. Why? Because the devil knows the power we have if we are united, if we are
Absolutely.
strong. Just like the First Church, we're united. So when we work together, our weaknesses are less because everyone's strength is more. Where my weakness is someone else's strength. So the more we are, the more united, the more our weaknesses
Dissipate.
That's why
Wow.
the Bible says one will chase 1,000, 2 10,000.
Yeah.
If you think about it, imagine 10, imagine 20, imagine united.
Yes.
So you can see how powerful unity is for everything we do. Because we are all different. Because we are so united, when we are united, because we are all different, we are strong, we are powerful, we are mighty, we can move, we can do great things when we are united. 300 people were united. Those who were not part of that unity, God took away.
I just read that yesterday.
Yes. So when we are
so
united, we are very powerful, we are very strong. So so you have a cooperative. Then you have social enterprise.
So let me just check what we've covered. So we've covered a charity.
Yes.
We've covered a cooperative.
Yes.
You segued into that one nicely.
Yes.
And then we have a enterprise.
Social enterprise.
Social.
Enterprise.
I'm curious about this one. So we're gonna go into it. We're just gonna take a very quick time out. Let everyone just digest a bit, give you a chance to reload some more. I know you're ready to fire. So social enterprise, I'm really excited about this one. And we're gonna speak more about it in just a moment. Okay. Everything that's been said, Selena, what is
I've been making notes, and I think for me, one of the key things is important to know what your calling is.
Yeah.
That's where it all begins. I was directed in the wrong way many times from school. You're kind of forced to know what to do at the age of 16, and I really didn't know. So I had to follow a system and follow everybody else. No one mentored me to know what my calling is until I reached my late 30s, 40s. I thought, okay, now I'm supposed to, that's what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I wasn't guided that way through school.
See, this is important because I think I spoke about it on the show. Like I have my two children, Kai and Ezekiel, and one thing I said to my wife is like this: is that we give them opportunity to see what they like, because they do something doesn't mean that's who they are. So that's why they do performing arts. That's why we see that she's good at running, so she does athletics. These things to build their confidence, to show if they're a speaker, and they have their academic things in school already.
Yeah.
But it's a case of what do they like, and because that's connected to their talent, you'll find that they have so that's what we're kind of looking at, and I think this is so important. And many of us adults missed out on that. Many of us adults force ourselves to squeeze into a shape that is not really us.
Yeah.
And that's tough. That's tough. All right. So let's keep listening, guys. Let's keep learning. All right. Let's keep it going. It's just gone 1:30 now. And we're going to be talking about social enterprises with Mr. Effie in just a moment. If you're enjoying the conversation, message us in the live chat. Say, yes, I'm loving it. And if you've got any questions for us, please feel free. And hopefully at the end, there are some questions that have been sent already that we'll be able to cover if we don't cover it while we're having a discussion. Don't go anywhere. Kat, what track you got for us?
We have Wonder by Mercy Chinwe.
I love that. What's the title again?
Wonder.
Okay, Mercy Chinwe. Yeah, lovely. That's good. All right, guys, we'll be right back in just a moment, right after this. Hey, guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. Just thought I'd interrupt. If you haven't done already, smash the robust like and subscribe button. Why not? Why not? You like us, I like you. Why not?
Joining you on your London commute, The Breakfast Show with Robert Ashitey.
Okay, guys, it's a new day. This is your breakfast show. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, and we're in the Pursuit of Success Tuesday today. We have Mr. Effie with us this morning, and the one and only Celine Green joining us. And Mr. Effie's been sharing with us this journey, themed around balancing faith and success, right? Because this can be a challenge we have where we're in the faith, and today we're speaking about structures in business. Structures in business. It wouldn't be structures in business.
You can say business structures and business models we are touching on.
Yeah.
Interchanging, I would say.
Absolutely. And before the time out, we were speaking about charities, cooperatives, and we're about to go into social enterprises. And why is this important? Because many times we think about being a CEO of a company, we're thinking about the hustle and bustle of owning different businesses, but you might need a structure, or maybe you're called for a structure, which is a charity. And I've always had the thought of a charity being like, oh yeah, for the donkeys. But no, it's something that could be connected with something that you take a pleasure in, that helps society. Obviously, all types of businesses, the idea is to serve, but a charity might be the structure that would be for you. And we've been talking about these things today. And something that was nice that was speaking during the time out, Mr. Effie and Selena, you touched on it as well, was about us kind of compartmentalizing God when it comes to success, right? That we are all called. God doesn't make mistakes. We have a reason that we're here. But usually when it comes to success, we kind of separate God from it and we look to the world.
Yes, I was saying that, off air, that we really have two worlds. We have what God intended for us, and we have a fallen world. And the truth, that is a fact. And I think without subconsciously, we Christians, we tend to put the world we see first before God. So in a church, we can be very religious, do everything right. But in business, we say we have to be wise. But that wisdom, they say, is to, I'm going to... it's tit for tat. So without knowing, you are using the tools of the world to deal. And if you do that, you are not going to gain from the what God intended for us. That is just a fact. We know that it's there. We can look at it through history. It's a fact that we have these two worlds there. And we have to be careful that we keep our success in what God intended for us, because we can have false success. And false success, it could be materialism, what we see, and those things can mislead us as success, because they are not true success. The real success is how did God intend for our lives to be? Out of everyone, God has uniquely created me for something special. What is that? And for me to know that, it means I have to submit to that, to God's intention. I have to submit to God's will, isn't it?
Not to social media.
No.
Not to what this other influence is saying.
Exactly.
But in spirit and truth to what God says.
Exactly. My role model must be people of God. My role model cannot be someone who...
That's right.
No, to be honest with you, yes, they may be successful and good in parts, but our role model must be people. That's what I see. I cannot be, because they don't have. I tell you, when you look deep into many of the people we label as successes, when you look deep into them, you will find disappointment. You know what I mean? For example, there is, as you know, unfortunately, there is, and again, society is so hypocritical that when they see a failing of someone, they go
switch.
deep and they just destroy. You know what I
So
mean?
true.
As you know, yes, that's what the
that's right.
society. And sometimes it's like, who has not seen should cast the first stone. It's so
Yes.
painful the way they destroy. I'm not condoning, obviously, the wrong that these people perpetuate, but there are people who we look up to, and sometimes we hear a serious scandal, like, as you know, one is going on now that is,
Yeah.
big in the news. I'm sure you guys know. And it's very sad because these are people we saw as role models, family people, but they had something that, so the true success comes from God. So now,
Beautiful. I just want to just catch
Yeah.
up on some of the comments here. So we have Anonymous 805 saying, "Good morning, Robert. Does Selena have a number and link website to her company concerning solicitors outlet?" Yes, enjoying
Yeah,
the
I put it
show.
in the chat.
Immense knowledge. All right. Prince says, "Good morning, BFS. Today, just hawker stalking." I know when the programs like this, our listeners like to listen and just digest what's been said, and they're taking notes, which is really, really good. So doing a bit of hawker stalking. Okay, I appreciate it, but we just want to make sure all right, stay connected with us. All right, so so we're going to be talking about social enterprises
Yes.
now. So you may say, God, show me what to do. Where do you want to place me? And maybe the social enterprise structure might be for you. So Mr. Effie is going to explain.
yes, so social enterprise is an enterprise that benefits the community or society, where profits normally are not used to are not shared among shareholders, but are used for the purpose of that project. So in a way, it can be profit making. However, the profit is to develop that mission.
Right.
So let's say the mission is to help, let's say, mentor deprived children, for example. So, and you sell goods for that purpose. You'd provide a service for that purpose. And this is what the profit you provide is used to develop that enterprise. So it's different. You are not, the shareholders are not
Yeah.
taking the profit. So it helps community, it helps sustain it's different from a charity
Yeah.
where you get donations, but this is profit making, but the profit is not distributed among shareholders.
Okay.
It can be non-profit as well, but when it's profit, the profit is used to develop that project.
Okay.
Right, yes.
So it's like where you have a project for social impact. Big issue, for example. The big issue is we can say big issue is an example of a social enterprise.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, they sell and
Yes.
they get
yes.
income.
You see the
Yes.
magazine.
So
Yes.
just to clarify, to our listeners who are not familiar with Big Issue, right? Those are probably another continent. It's a magazine. People who are maybe might be homeless or
Yes.
they have some type of struggle. They sell this magazine, right? And obviously that's how they generate profit for the magazine,
Yeah,
right?
so they get income. So instead of them, the idea came, instead of these people begging,
Yeah.
that's how the idea came. Instead of them begging, so they sell the Big Issue and they get paid from that.
Yeah.
And everything all the profit generated from the Big Issue is used to help them as well.
Wow.
Okay. So that's an enterprise. So why would I choose an enterprise over a charity?
Because I would say maybe an enterprise you can make profit, and a charity you ask for donations as well.
Okay.
So with this, it's more of a business,
Okay.
but you're generating profit to sustain that, to have a social impact
And you can't
for your
request-
mission.
And you can't ask for donations for an enterprise.
I don't think you can. Yes.
Okay, all
I
right.
need to check that, but I don't think.
Okay.
I think you're eligible for funding now.
You may, yeah,
You're eligible.
yeah. You can. You may be eligible for funding for
Yeah.
grants, but it's not like a charity.
Yeah.
This charity status is different.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Beautiful. All right, so that's a social enterprise. So, who would a social enterprise suit? What type of person?
Well, a person who wants to, like this idea, maybe you have an inclination to help certain group of people, and you have an idea to make profit, and that will be that will go back
Back into
into alleviating that deprivation. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. All right, so far we've had charity, cooperative, which is like the first church kind of structure, right?
Yeah.
Where everyone comes together with their skills and they serve each other, right?
Yes.
And they become stronger because of it. And then we've got social enterprise now. Do you have another one for us?
Yes, we have. Then last week we talked about limited liability companies, which it's an entity you incorporate here in the UK, and through Companies House, and anyone can incorporate a company. You know, I think with £1,
Beautiful.
you can be a company director.
Beautiful.
Oh well, yes, that's right.
And there were
Yes,
lots of
yes,
tax
yes.
advantages to that as well, isn't it?
Yes. So, and your liability is limited, which is good. So it's
Yeah.
separate from you, and it gives you a structure, and you know, then that it's basically one of the main advantages that the liability is limited. The incorporation process is very easy, and you just choose a name to making sure that no one has the same name, and
Yeah.
You're
with
good to go.
£1 you can
Yeah.
incorporate it. There is a template for the articles,
Yeah.
you know, already. So
Okay.
Companies House make it very easy to start. So you can be a director, a managing
This afternoon,
director.
right?
It's only £12.
It's only 12 pounds. This afternoon. But there's paperwork you have to deal with, right?
Yes, but again, you have to continue submitting your returns every year. Some
Yeah.
people don't like that because of all the administration that goes with that.
Yeah.
Then you have the sole trader, which is
sole
you just need to register with HMRC.
Yeah.
You don't need to incorporate it. But this one of the main disadvantages that you are liable.
Liable, yeah.
You know, you have partnership. It can be when it's more than 2 people. Again, you can in a partnership. Again, you are jointly liable, but you have limited liability partnership,
All right, yes.
which sometimes solicitors have. And that's why you see lawyers. So they are partners.
Yes,
So
yeah.
their liability is also limited. You know, within them. You know, so you have a public limited PLC, public limited company.
PLC.
That's where the shares are sold to the public, but that you have a minimum share capital,
Okay.
which is the equity of the company, and it takes a process for you to be able to have a PLC. Like you can talk about Tesco, or you know,
Okay.
yes, those are
Okay.
PLCs.
Why is that model chosen?
Because you'll be funded by shareholders.
Okay.
And you know, so you publicly sell your shares, and everything needs to be transparent. Most companies do that because you get funding as well, because your shares are publicly sold, and you can scale up quite.
Yeah.
But also you can own the company and publicly sell it, and you can be sacked as the CEO.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
No, that's really risky.
Yes, it happens. It has happened many times.
Wow. So you
So
found
it's-
the company you
Yes,
could be.
yes, because you don't know, the equity,
Right.
the shareholders own the company.
Wow. Yes.
So again, one of the disadvantages is that you lose that control. So some companies have stayed
Right.
in. So they are different. Another model that a lot of people are familiar with is the franchise model. This is a model.
Okay, so we're going to
Yes.
models. Okay. You know what we can do? Because we're running out of time. And I know that when we jump into models, there are different models to look at.
Yes.
But this has been awesome today. We talked about different structures today. And guys, you're listening. And maybe, Mr. Effie sharing these ideas with us, delve in further. look, seek more information. Like you touched on earlier today, ask God. Say, look, God, what is, I have an idea what my talent is. Which of these structures would suit me? Which structure should I start using my time to invest time to look into, that I can get the ball rolling with something, or start asking more questions to find out why, because there are people that they will they want to have a limited company, but they would thrive in a charity just because of the way it functions. So definitely keep looking into that. I think that's absolutely awesome. Yeah.
And the UK, to be quite honest, the UK is a country that really supports charities.
Yeah.
The laws are,
That's right.
thank God for that. And their companies, because now we have the age of social responsibility, sustainability. People want to see they are supporting the right charity.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe that is what you love to do. You love to help that single lady, single mother.
Single mothers, yeah.
You love to help these children who are maybe, they are being abused. You know what I mean? Maybe that's your passion.
Something that came to mind, I found on LinkedIn a lady who actually advises philanthropists. And I didn't know that they actually make a journey out of this, that philanthropists choose charities to donate to.
Wow.
And she advises them on who to go to and how to do it.
Wow. That's
I
her
didn't know
business.
that. Yeah.
That's amazing. So guys, this is it. All right. This is it. Balancing faith and success. One thing I'm getting from Effie today, if you even start to ask, where does God want to place me? Let's not do it by ourselves. At the end of the day, everything we do is for Him. We're not an accident. We're not here by chance. We have a function in this amazing ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
As you said, from the universe all the way to our bodies, all the way to how the earth is structured to a single nucleus of a molecule, right? If I said it in the right order. So we have a purpose, but we have to seek where He wants to put us.
Exactly.
We recently had the Olympics that be taking place, and we've had some things to be sad about concerning the Olympics, but there have been some wonderful things that have been taking place in the Olympics. Those who've been participating, and guess what? They wanted to honor God in their victories. Take a look at this, guys.
During the Paris Olympics, a few brave Christian athletes decided to proclaim the name of Jesus.
We saw the look on your face, but just tell us what went through your mind. Another world record.
Honestly, praise God. I was not expecting that, but he can do anything. Anything is possible in Christ. So, yeah, I'm just amazed, baffled, and in shock.
Representing Brazil, Fernando Russell, the 19-year-old, the only teenager in...
To thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This is, spent a lot of nights alone, crying, trying to figure it out. And, I still have a lot to figure it out, but, I thank Him for covering me.
I want to thank God for putting me in this amazing position that I am today. Everything I do it through Him, and I'm extremely blessed.
First off, I want to thank God, man. Nothing's possible without God, obviously.
And you guys see us doing this and pointing up, but we're really fixing our eyes on Christ. And that's something where, like they were saying, you can't find a fulfillment in an outcome, whether it's good or bad. And
I've trusted man, I've trusted woman, I've trusted child, I've trusted people, places, and things. And every last one of them have somehow, some way or another let me down, but not Jesus.
I just want to tell you guys that He's King and He's coming soon. He'll help you through trials and tribulations, and it's Him.
What goes into a streak to get you to the level you've been at over these last 12 games? What goes into that, Kevin?
Thank God. That's all I can say. Jesus Christ.
Okay, thank you. You don't have nothing to do with it.
Nah, nothing. It's all Him.
Thank you. Mike.
Who was that? He said, that was Steve McLean here as our PR guy in Florida. So what do you have to say? He said, did you know that during that game, 94 million people Googled John 3:16? And honestly, my first thought was, how the heck do 94 million people not know John 3:16?
So there we have it. In his, they won a competition, and he had John 3:16, and millions of people started to Google it, right? So they had these victories, and normally when people have victories, They love the applause. They love everybody celebrating them. But these people took the applause and said, you know what? It belongs to Jesus. And this is the purpose, right?
No, that's the main purpose, obviously. I think that's the reason. We shouldn't even, it shouldn't be, it shows you how far back we've, that
right.
should be our purpose. That should be our reason to glorify God, the reason of our existence, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah, because some people say, oh, because my mom, because my dad, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But who gave us all life?
Exactly. Who gave us our dad? Who gave us our mom?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who gave us the ideas,
yes.
the inspirations?
I think Lorraine had a question about loans. I just quickly.
Yes, absolutely.
It won't just to touch on
absolutely. So Lorraine had a very nice question here for us this morning. Oh, she sent it because we asked from last week, and she was very prompt. She says, "Could you talk about funding?" Ask Assistant Effie. I remember when he said that he was talking about before in taking out business loans and grants to start up businesses, especially pre-startup companies. So he said talking about taking out loans.
Yeah.
No,
obviously when you start a company and you want to scale up, you need seed investment, but you have to be careful of how you invest. Ideally is if you can raise the funds yourself through any means is better, because you at that initial stage you want to
minimize your
you want to be in control.
Gotcha.
Because it's important to have the right partnership in business. As I say, there are people who have had problems because they had a wrong partnership. An example, King Solomon, he had problems because he had a wrong partnership. You know what I mean? So but anyway, it's very important to try and self-fund if you can, or if you are funding, to have the right partnership.
Right.
And there are different ways to fund it. But mainly is to have a good plan. When you have a good plan, again, there are people looking for businesses to support. And also there are grants out there as well. It depends on I think with these models and structures we touched on today, depending on some of them, there are some that you will, if it's the right idea, you will get a lot of backing. It could be grants, it could be, if it's a charity, someone could donate if they really believe in your idea. So it's really, first of all, to get, because a lot of people think of funding before they even have a plan. I think before you think of, have a plan, know what you want, because when you have a proper plan, that is what is priceless, I should say. Then funding, then you have, then there's venture capitalists, family. A lot of people start with family because family, they're trusted. They trust you, they know you. Then there's bank loans. So there are different venture capitalists. I think then there's crowdfunding now.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Yes, crowdfunding.
Wow.
But we can talk more on this another time.
Beautiful.
Next time maybe we'll speak more on the franchising.
The
different models.
Okay.
Maybe we'll touch on trust. Next time. Please. Yes, trust, charitable trust.
Excellent.
And, we touch on.
Beautiful. All right. Just to catch up with the live chat. So we have a comment here from Chanel. Says, I agree with you. There are young people who know what they want to be, but in some cases they figure it out later on in life. Example, throughout several experiences I found in my career. Chanel also says, pathway when I was 32 years old. Wise MCR's here. Thanks, Selena. We also have a comment here saying, Effie, my daughter said the same thing about enterprise. For her at A-levels, she had chosen enterprise for her optional units because there are more financial opportunities in the real world. So she chose to study and learn in her A-levels concerning enterprise. So that's a useful academic tool, right, in the real world. So guys, this is it. We're wrapped up for today. I'm really, really excited. We had a question here from Prince, but Prince, I think we're going to have to save it till, actually, let me see what your thoughts are. How do you deal with people who don't have the same morals as you in their business? How do you deal with them? Cut them off?
No, I think you have to partner. It depends on the extent, because the world is not an island. I think also sometimes God put people in your way to help them. So you have to look at it like that. We have to be careful not to be
naive.
No, not just naive, but sometimes God wants you to help, and through that association. But that's where we have to have discernment. We have to be, our relationship with God has to be strong. But when you see you are close to that sort of person and they are influencing you rather than influencing them, then you better cut off.
Get out of it.
Yes.
All right. Well, Mr. Effie, thank you for being with us today. You've been absolutely awesome.
Pleasure.
All right. Selena Green, Lady Wonder Woman.
Thank you for the coffee.
Yes.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yes, we've enjoyed it. If you didn't see us enjoy the Blue Mountain Coffee, go to our official Liberty Radio Instagram channel and you're going to see behind the scenes of that experience that we all had on the Table of Justice today. All right, and also thank you, Kathleen, for being an awesome lady of sound.
Thank you.
All right, and guys, tomorrow we're going to be back again with our Wellness Wednesday tip. Last week was phenomenal, where we learned about the health benefits of okra, and a lot of minds got changed. Kathleen tomorrow is going to be eating
okra water.
Yeah,
Wow.
okra
Not
water.
okra
Wow.
water.
No, but she's just reminiscing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Kathleen is going to have banku and okra stew tomorrow.
Wow.
As we know, Kathleen hasn't had lots of experiences with different types of food, and we're using the Opportunity Breakfast Show to kind of change all that. So we're going to see her reaction to banku and okra stew. All right, and also we should have some okra water here to try out. And also we're going to have Mama Sonia and Deborah here with us tomorrow. And also my niece will be joining us tomorrow, Tatiana, which is going to be really, really interesting. And yeah, so look, guys, I thank you for being with us and putting up with my condition. Besides all that, we'll be back tomorrow. Same breakfast show time, 8 a.m. Same breakfast show channel, libertyradio.co.uk. So don't look out. Don't be late tomorrow. You're going to love it. Other than that, we wish you all a powerful and robust Tuesday. Until next time, message us on the WhatsApp line, message us on the Instagram, do whatever, but don't be far away. And we've got another program happening at 12 o'clock called Soul Raising Hour. Ain't that right, Kat?
Yep.
Okay, open camera. Ciao for now, guys.
Ciao.
That's the one now. Yeah, Kat. Yes. Okay. Ciao. Bye. Have a joy. Cheers. Yes, lovely.
Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show Vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.